I was carrying my sister Jessica's third designer purse to the car when I heard my mother's voice cut through the parking lot like a whip. "Hurry up. We don't have all day and you're making us look bad." My father didn't even look at me, just checked his watch impatiently while Jessica examined her freshly manicured nails. This was my life. 26 years old, treated like the family servant while my younger sister got worshipped like royalty. But what they didn't know was that everything was about to change in the most spectacular way possible. "We're celebrating at Lumiere tonight," Jessica announced, scrolling through her phone. "Blake proposed. So obviously we need the best restaurant in the city. You'll drive us, won't you?" It wasn't a question. It never was. For my entire life, I'd been the invisible one. The backup child. The one who paid for things, drove people around, picked up dry cleaning, and got nothing but criticism in return. Jessica got a car for her 16th birthday. I got a lecture about being grateful for the bus pass I bought myself. What they didn't know, what nobody in my family knew, was that 3 years ago, I'd started a tech company from my tiny apartment. While they assumed I was working some dead-end job, I'd built an app that had been acquired for $8 million. I'd stayed quiet, lived modestly, invested wisely. And 6 months ago, when Lumiere was on the verge of bankruptcy, I'd bought it through an LLC. My family had no idea that their disappointing daughter owned the most exclusive restaurant in the city. Tonight was Jessica's engagement dinner, and I'd been planning this moment for weeks. We arrived at Lumiere at 7. The hostess greeted us warmly, but her eyes lingered on me with knowing recognition. I briefed the entire staff personally. "Right this way," she said, leading us to the main dining room. My mother immediately started complaining. "We should be in the private room. Jessica deserves privacy for such a special occasion." "I'll see what I can arrange," I said quietly, disappearing toward the back. My father didn't thank me. He never did. I returned 5 minutes later. They said the private room is reserved, but they'll see what they can do. My mother's face pinched with annoyance. Jessica rolled her eyes. "God, you can't even handle a simple request." They ordered champagne, the most expensive bottle on the menu, appetizers, entrees that cost more than my childhood allowance for an entire year. My mother made me taste Jessica's food first to make sure it's perfect. My father sent back his steak twice. They treated the staff with the same contempt they'd always treated me, snapping fingers, making demands, never saying please or thank you. Then the manager approached our table. Richard was a consummate professional, a man I'd specifically hired for his grace under pressure. "Excuse me," he said, his voice carrying across the room with perfect clarity. "I need to speak with the owner about the private room situation." My mother perked up. "Finally." "Yes. Tell the owner that Jessica Whitmore is here celebrating her engagement, and we absolutely require the private room." Richard's expression didn't change. He turned to me. "Ms. Whitmore, should I prepare the private room for your family?" The silence was deafening. My mother's face went blank. My father's fork clattered to his plate. Jessica's mouth fell open, her champagne glass frozen halfway to her lips. "Actually, Richard," I said, standing up and smoothing my dress, "I think we'll stay here in the main dining room. But please do cancel their orders. And bring them the check for what they've already consumed." What is this?" my mother stammered. I looked at each of them, these people who'd spent 26 years making me feel worthless. This is me, the family disappointment, the servant, the one who wasn't worth your time or respect. I own this restaurant. I own 3 others in the city. I own the building your boutique rent space in, Jessica. I've been successful for years, but you were all too busy dismissing me to notice. My father's face turned red. "You can't just..." "I can actually. This is my establishment, and I have the right to refuse service. You've been incredibly rude to my staff all evening, just like you've been rude to me my entire life." I picked up my purse. "Your bill is $847. I suggest you pay it promptly. And Jessica, congratulations on your engagement. I hope Blake treats you better than you've treated me. But somehow, I doubt you'll let him." I walked out of that restaurant with my head high, leaving behind 3 stunned faces and a life I'd finally outgrown. My phone exploded with angry texts and voicemails, but I silenced them all. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about confrontation. It's about succeeding so completely that the people who underestimated you can't ignore it anymore.